Hey there, it's your girl King Coral, and today I want to talk about the impact that people that you surround yourself with have on you and how you can change the people around you. You're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself most with. And I've heard this in so many different contexts of self-development. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the influence of the impact of the people around us. So first of all, influence on attitudes. The people around us can shape our beliefs, our values, and perspectives. Positive and supportive individuals can inspire our optimism and resilience, while negative people can expose us to pessimism and self-doubt. I had this one coworker that was so pessimistic. Every time I spent lunch break with her, I felt negative afterwards. And I was like, I don't want to have that feeling in my life. And because I wasn't that close to her, I was able to separate myself. But let's get right into the next one. The behavioral influence of the people around us. Our actions and habits are often influenced by the people that we spend most of our time with. Being around motivated and disciplined people will make us also be more disciplined and inspire us to work harder towards our dreams. While being around other procrastinators can lead us to a lack of productivity. So I can definitely say that I've seen it with other people. I knew this guy and he was kind of obese, and all of his friends were also obese, which means you can only do so much if you're surrounded by a certain kind of people, which doesn't necessarily mean that this is a bad thing. But if you want to change, you need to change the people around you too. If you know people that smoke, they have friends that smoke. If you know people that are millionaires, they also know millionaires. It is really important to reflect on what kind of people you're spending your time with, because they have such a huge impact. And maybe you're stuck in your life right now because the people around you are holding you back. Next thing is emotional well-being. Emotional energy is contagious. Positive and supportive friends might uplift you, especially during challenging times of your life, and negative or toxic relationships might drain you or stress you or give you anxiety. Next up is personal growth. Surrounding ourselves with people who challenge us intellectually and emotionally can stimulate personal growth. Constructive criticism and different viewpoints can broaden our horizons and encourage self-improvement. How do you change your circle of influence now? First of all, self-reflection. So think about your current social circle and identify the people that uplift you or drain your energy or hold you back from reaching your goals. I did that with my friends, and sometimes it's really hard because if you really think about all the friendships that you have, sometimes you just feel connected to a person or you're friends with that person because you've always been friends since school, since college. But you have like a really different view on life and your goals are very different. And sometimes the only thing that you have in common with those friends is the past. And that's the question, do you want to live in the past? It's not getting you anywhere because you're both so different, and sometimes it can be really hard to cut ties with people. But sometimes that's the best thing to do if you really want to move forward. The next thing is setting boundaries. Once you know and figure out, these people are good for me, these people are bad for me, how can you limit the time with the people that are bad for you? Because sometimes, like I said, you can't always cut ties. Sometimes it's your family, sometimes it's your coworkers. So it's important to know how you can limit the time with them that you're exposed to them. Instead of visiting them once a week or spending my lunch break with them, I will not spend my lunch break with my coworkers again, or I will minimize the time that I spent with families and only go to family functions, and that's the only time I spend time with them. Another important thing is seek positive communities. Engage in activities and communities that bring the most out of what you already want. You can attend events or join clubs or participate in online forums where you can meet like-minded people and positive individuals. So if you're saying like, oh, I always wanted to do yoga, but I don't have a friend that wants to do it, that's a perfect way to sign up and try to figure it out yourself first, and you will meet like-minded people that might be in the same stuff as you. And even if they're not into the same stuff, at least you're doing yoga together and you could go to other events. And the same thing goes for if you say like, oh, I want to be financially free and I don't really share that with my friends. There are so many places online where you can sign up and people are sharing their experiences or they're starting out just as you. You can go to networking events, they have a lot of those. You can see if there are any in your area, or if there are any online if they're not in your area. And that way you also meet other people and you can, exchange contacts or, motivate each other. Another thing is cultivating existing relationships. So once you know who's good for you, whether that's people like friends or family, you can invest more time and energy into that, into nurturing those relationships. Seek like emotional support and also give emotional support. Next thing is be intentional. Be mindful of the people that you let into your life and surround yourself with people that inspire you and also challenge you and encourage you to maybe think a little bit different about certain things, to expand your mind. The next thing, personal growth, is basically invest in your personal growth. Engage in activities like reading, attending workshops, going to therapy, which can help you build confidence and resilience and making you less prone to negativity or pessimism. Practice assertiveness. Learn to assert your boundaries politely but firmly. Communicate your needs and values effectively, which can help you maintain healthier relationships. Remember that changing your social circle takes some time and you make gradual progress. It won't happen overnight because it's really hard, because you build up certain connections for so many years and it's taking that much time to build new ones as well. But it's also important to see how big the impact of those people is. Like, I've been following this guy called Carlos Harrison, I think that's his name, and he said he told his friends, because he skipped on like the clubbing and stuff and worked on himself, he said, in 5 years I'm gonna be light years ahead of you. And that was what happened. Like, he disconnected from like some of those friends that would only not really get him further in life and not inspire him. That way he was able to change his life in like such a short period of time and take a very different course in life. That's so important, and you really need to think about it and be like, is that person, like, are we just connected because of our past or the area that we are from, and do we only have that in common? Or do we also have our visions in common and our goals? Because a lot of people talk a lot of stuff and they're like, oh, I want to do this and I want to travel more, but they're not really doing anything. So it's like, do we want to be close to the people that talk about things, or do we want to be close to people that do things? And I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.